I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm glad that I didn't wake up this morning to watch the game. I'm not going to be asked to get up at 5:30 in the morning to watch this and then go back to bed again feeling like utter shite. I worked the night before, I got in quite late, I like having my sleep. And honestly, I look forward to having a lot of good Lions over the weekend so I don't have to get up and watch West Ham right now. Yeah, the game finished Chelsea 5, West Ham 0, but I'm not even going to talk about what I saw in the game. Because I know it was a load of shit. I know it wasn't worth my time or the amount I paid for my Fubo subscription. It wasn't going to be worth it. Really, it's not worth the money watching West Ham right now. Let's just talk about the facts after this game, shall we? The only clubs to concede more goals than West Ham are all in the bottom three right now. We conceded 13 more goals this season than last season, and last season we finished 14th and constantly had to fight against relegation, for real. Since January, West Ham's picked up 16 points, and if you're basing form from January to present, we'd rank 17th in the league. West Ham's conceded 70 Premier League goals this season. That is the same amount that was conceded under Avram Grant's tenure in the 2010-11 season. That same season, West Ham was relegated to the Championship. This is also the most amount a David Moyes team has ever conceded. He's conceded 69 goals during his one season at Sunderland. He's now conceded 70 in what seems to be his final season at West Ham. We talk about a lot of things that are wrong with this club. And yeah, we know there are a lot of bad things going on. I think there are a lot of elephants in the room that people don't like to address. But when they do come out into the open, people aren't always comfortable talking about it. And it just causes a lot of, not necessarily a chance to voice individual opinion, but it creates a lot of tension because everyone's agreeing to disagree. Fair enough, everyone's entitled to say what they want, but it just gets everybody at loggerheads. Everything about the club is just not to be taken seriously. Everything from the squad we have, to the management, to the owner, to the financial side of things, to even the quality of the training facilities. That's been talked about as well, by the way, how we're having porta cabins that we're renting out and stuff like that. It's disgustingly bad and it's embarrassing. This club is embarrassing. It's a sham. It utterly is. I'm not being overdramatic. I've said it many times when I've gone on these rants about the club, but everything has got a change somehow, and it has to change a lot quicker than we want. If David Sullivan goes out there and appoints a manager like Amorim or Flick or like Hoeneß, even though he's not really linked with the job anyway, but just an example, and actually gets us to turn our fortunes around that way, then that's okay. Do you know what I'm saying? But he won't do it. And right now he's intent on appointing Lopetegui, a 57-year-old who's only has really one season of experience in England and just has one claim to fame, that he's managed Sevilla and Real Madrid and the Spain national team. He's got those things on his CV, even if they're not the most successful tenures. The other thing is that Noble and Stuyton are the ones telling him not to do it. And he's still going to go and do it. Which is unbelievable. The players we've got in this team are abysmal and they don't deserve new contracts. Why the hell are Ogbonna, Fabianski and Cresswell, players who are well in their mid-30s and even late 30s, being offered new deals? Why? Why? It's just because Ogbonna's great in the dressing room? Is it because Fabianski's a good backup option? Is it because Cresswell's good for the youngsters? What do they do? They, apart from sucking money out of the club. Can you name me something they do? No. They can't do anything. We've got a captain who's not exactly the most, shall we say, poignant role model. He's been done for animal abuse. He's not a leader. And in fact, whenever West Ham loses, he never faces up to the media. He gets Ward-Prowse to Souček to do it instead. Those two were better off having the captain's armband than Zuma. And I've said it again. We've got two players who stand up and be counted every game, and that's Kudus and Bowen. Those guys are kind of free from criticism in this video because they don't do anything really wrong. Kudus probably deserves better. We've had a whole season where we've just had to crack on constantly. I knew that January would be a big turning point. We had to get that right with the transfer window. But we sold Benrahma and Fornals. And Fornals got a goal today, by the way. Benrahma's started to play quite well for Lyon. No options there. We just thinned down the squad again. David Moyes says, I'm happy with the squad I've got. You accept mediocrity then. He then comes out in his press conferences, and I need to talk about this because I need to get onto this actually, because it's a big point of the video. He goes into his post-game press conferences and makes stupid comments. He's even said something about Declan Rice in his post-game interview. He's kind of admitting, oh yeah, the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League was the one who kept my job afloat because I wasn't capable of putting out the right teams. So I basically clung on to dear life for him. It's disrespectful for Edson Alvarez, who was subbed off at half-time in that game, I saw, for nothing. And we could have had a backup option in Flynn Downs, but he's out on loan at Southampton and has absolutely smashed it in the Championship. If Flynn Downs is not given a chance next season in the team, then what hope is there? If these youth players are not given a chance in the team, what hope is there? Since Mark Noble came back to the team and came as the director at this club, he's really emphasised on promoting all the youth players. He's been there and done that himself as a player. He's wanted players like Earthy, Marshall, Potts, Kuda, Mabama to start in the team more. And I'd give these players more of a chance than our first teamers. I've been wanting them to play all season because some of our first team players are bleeding the freaking club dry of money and don't deserve to play. Calvin Phillips especially will go down as one of our worst ever signings because he does not deserve to play at all. The guy is raking in, 130, 140 grand a week to make 4 appearances and then get injured and be done for the rest of the season. I wanted it to work out for him, but I knew it was a bad signing. Guy offered nothing at all. And that's why I don't want him back in the team. So thank fuck he's going back to Man City. Also, there's players in that youth team who are actually winning silverware. They've won Youth FA Cups. They've won trophies. They've gone out on loan and proved themselves. Freddie Potts. I want to think that he will get some first team action next season after what he did at Wickham. But I can see him ending up being shipped off to Sunderland because that's where we ship all our players off to. The youngsters don't get a chance to just go up to the northeast and play there instead. And they do well. To say this is the Academy of Football, our youth prospects are not good. They're not given any chance to grow, really, and they're shipped off at the first chance to get for the money. The players as well. Some of them do not deserve to wear that badge. We need a younger average age in the team. That's why Ings, Sofal, Cresswell and co have to go. They have to go. Seriously. Antonio cannot really be our long-term starter. We know that. It's just so many problems at this club. It's top down. Everything has to change at this club. From top to bottom. And we're in the same situation as we were when Allardyce was here. The players probably just stopped playing for him because they knew he was going. It's the same with Moyes. They know they've got nothing to gain anymore, so just not going to play for him anymore. because they've got nothing to gain at all from anything. It's sad for the manager. And honestly, he's been treated like dirt by the owners. So I feel bad for him in some ways. To be honest with David Moyes, he should have walked way sooner. The amount of shit that Sullivan put him through. Refusing to sign players, selling players behind his back. Not giving him clarity about his future. One of our best managers in the last 20 years, and certainly in my time supporting West Ham, and he's been thrown under the bus and being hung out to freaking dry at the same time. How disgraceful. Moyes came out and said there were too many attacking players and not enough defenders. What are your excuses, mate? Where's the accountability? That's accountability. I take over an excuse, because at least that's admitting that you're in the wrong. You can't just keep blaming everything for going wrong on external factors, because that's winging it. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm just I want the season done now. I'm not even going to probably watch the last 2 games of the season because I don't want to. We're going to end up conceding way more goals. We need a massive overhaul in the summer, again, because we have no direction. How many summers have we had now in a row where we've needed an overhaul? We've needed an overhaul. We need to sell more players. We need to get some more players in. And we can't do it because the task is gargantuan. We're being left in a mess for the summer. And I feel sorry for whoever comes in next as manager. And for the record, whoever does come in next as manager, if it's Lopetegui, I'm okay with that. I'll back that guy. I will back him to succeed. I won't be getting on the bandwagon of signing a fucking petition saying, get the heck out of our club. You sad people. Seriously doing that. Get freaking lives and jobs and incomes. Going, I'm signing a petition to get the club out. My club's dying. Were you there when Bobby Moore left and stuff like that? Were you there when West Ham was relegated at the end of John Lyle's term? No, you wasn't, probably. And that's why you can't say things like that. You should be grateful for what you've had. And obviously, you want better. I'm with you. I want better too. But you're signing some petition to try and get a manager not to come to the club. You're stupid. There's even people raising like the money needed to buy out Amarin's release clause. And my God, that's laughable as well. You can't be taken seriously with that stuff. I cannot take this fan base seriously anymore. I cannot take some people seriously anymore with this club. I want you. I will support West Ham, but I'm disillusioned, honestly, by this club. I'm disillusioned by everything that goes on at this club. A few great results and a European trophy cover up some of the cracks, but this always resurface from time and time again, and then we're in this same old mess. I feel bad for certain people, but I don't at the same time. I want change. But do I trust the change to happen? I don't know. And that's what worries me. It worries me that we're not getting anything out of you. And it just worries me what life's going to be like after David Moyes. Because I'd be sad to see him go, honestly. But I don't know what happened after that. It's just, there's too much going on at this club, honestly, and I can't cope with it right now. And when you do have an answer, people, by the way, Mr. Sullivan or whoever is at the club it may concern, when you do have an answer for how to fix all of this, let the fans know and then come back to us about that. Maybe you have an answer right now, but tell us something. Give us some indication of what's going on. Because I don't even think the manager knows right now, to be honest, and that's what's really bad. Everyone's being treated like dirt at that club, and it's not on. Fans are, players are, manager is. Just deserve better.